Elizabeth, I'm sorry this has brought us together. It is wonderful to see you, but my condolences to you and your family. Your father had such a long career in public service. What's the one thing people would be surprised to learn about him?
Well, first of all, thank you for the condolences on behalf of my whole family. And thank you for bringing me here to talk about Dad's career, because I think that he always worked in service of others. He always fought the good fight. He always met the moment and believed that you had to raise your voice. And so I think to be able to share that with others is a very special thing. Gosh, one thing that people wouldn't know about my father, that is a good question. I think that my dad was a feminist. Let's say that, and I think people should know that from the record. My father was someone with a very clear and unswerving understanding that LGBTQ people were a part of our rights equation. You know, we talk about him as a civil rights leader and as someone who was very focused on the issue of race, and he absolutely was. But he was also an early intersectional thinker, let's say, who really understood that we needed to look at human beings for who they were, that we had to find and nurture talent wherever it was, that as a nation facing tremendous, tremendous challenges, if we left entire swaths of talent behind, we would never get there. And that, to borrow Dr. King's phrase, beloved community is only possible when all are embraced.
In the spectacular obit in the Washington Post on your dad, I want to read this one key anecdote that sent chills through my spine because of its implications for history. It writes, at a time when the Army was disproportionately African-American, he was dismayed by a list of candidates for promotion to general that included few women or non-whites. He sent the list back to the review board with a special instruction to look for any factors that may have held back performance ratings of any candidates, Chicago Tribune columnist Clarence Page reported. On the updated list that was returned to him, Mr. Alexander said, was a Vietnam veteran who had been second in his class at the Command and General Staff College, Colin L. Powell.
Yes, that's a very important story. And actually, to make it even more precise, Dad sent the list back, I believe, 4 times. An all-white, all-male list came to him, and he said, that's not a list. This is not a list. Surely this does not represent the ready talent that is in the United States Army. They brought it back to him, a little bit of change. He said, nope. That's not a good enough list. That's not giving me enough of a sense of the talent that is out there. And so I believe it was the 4th time that Colin Powell appeared on that list. And Dad said, okay, we got a list now. We can make some promotions because there has been fairness in the process. When Dad became Secretary of the Army, I remember asking him, how are you going to run the Army? I mean, this is a huge entire entity. How do you approach that? And Dad said, the Army is a workplace. It is a huge workplace. Work is what we do, and work is where we must be treated fairly. There are a lot of people who are not being given equal opportunity in the Army, and it should be a place where everyone has the same chance to have their talents recognized. And that was how he approached it, along with his philosophy of, get ready, be ready, stay ready, and just go do it.
Elizabeth, I'm going to admit to something here. I read the Washington Post obit because I wanted to read more about this terrific man. And I was jolted because for all the years we've known each other, I never knew that great man was your father. To me, you were the great Elizabeth Alexander. So I am, again, my condolences, but I am thrilled to know that greatness runs in the family.